Today we will be unboxing the Avios C-130 version 2. This is a 1.6 meter wingspan, has 4 motors and retracts. I'm very excited about this plane. I've had my eye on it for quite some time and I decided last week to pull the trigger. This one comes in a Coast Guard color scheme. It also comes in a civilian transport color scheme. It is powered by a 4S 2200 milliamp battery, which I think, in my opinion, is kind of small for the plane. But from my understanding is, even though it has 4 motors, they don't pull a lot of draw. It is powered by 4 1000 kV brushless motors. It does have a cargo bay door. Again, I know I mentioned the retracts. That was kind of the thing that attracted me to the plane, is the sequence retracts. And once I get it all set up and bound to the transmitter, I'll make sure to show it to you guys. I think you'll really like it. Okay, so this is the gist of it. We have the main fuselage, fully enclosed retract doors. You have the quick connect ports for the wings for easy loading and transport. You have the cargo bay door back here. This is the stabilizers here. These are the wings. Now, what I really like about this is you have your standard flaps, right? But you also have these slat flaps that come down. Okay, so let's start with the horizontal stabilizer. It's as simple as putting these 2 rods in the back and sliding it on. Let's see if I can get this. Okay. Now we will do the vertical stabilizer. Make sure it's connected. Pop it right in. Now we're going to screw in the horizontal and vertical stabilizer into the fuselage. There's one that goes inside the fuselage. There's a hole up here that you can, fit a long Allen wrench into. I would recommend opening the cargo bay door and using some forceps to fit it in there. So now I'm just gonna, okay, it is in, okay. Okay, now we're ready to install the wings. We'll start by inserting the spar. Okay. The wings are held in by 4 screws for easy transport. Okay, that does it. So now let's install the props. Now I will say these 4 bladed props look so scale. They look great. Just they did a wonderful job on these propellers. Now when installing the props, the motors spin inwards, right? So this goes in this way, this one spins this way. They're counter rotating. So you want the blade to be slicing into it, right? So you want the curved part facing outward, right? So it's cutting this way. And you put these adapters on there. There we go. Now it's sitting right. Okay, that looks good. Okay. Props are installed, hopefully in the correct direction. So we won't know until we have the receiver and transmitter bound. So let's move on to the next step. I had to trim off a piece of or a portion of the servo linkage. I had to do it with almost all of them. I couldn't screw in any further, and when I would screw it in all the way, it was still too long. So my answer to that was with a little Dremel tool, shave off a few of the threads, and it fit perfect. The build is ready. I have programmed the receiver, have AS3X and safe set on various flight modes. Wanted to show you guys how the flaps work. They're just beautiful on this plane. Okay. I don't know if you can see the little slat flaps back here. I don't have too much. I was testing it out on the field, and I found that this was perfect. Not too slow on full flaps, because it did say if you have too much flaps, it'll go too slow and you'll stall the plane. It'll tip stall. So I didn't want to risk it. Here's what I have them at. So in first position, it's at -75, and that's basically the closed position. And then position 1 is -21 with a little bit of up elevator. Surprisingly, when without it, it tends to want to nosedive a little. So that's at -21 with -17 elevator. And then position 3 or position 2 is +10 with -10 elevator. All right, guys, I want to show you the landing gear. And they're on a sequencer, the doors. So you'll see the front flap will close after a few seconds. Nice and smooth. And there are landing lights on the doors. This plane has a lot of lights. I haven't counted them, but I'd say somewhere around 10. And then this is the closed position. Front door opens again. Wheels go up. And after like 5 or 6 seconds, the doors will close. Okay, guys, we're ready for a true maiden. Let's hope this goes good. We're gonna go half flaps. We do have a little crosswind. See if I can do a low pass. I'm at about 50% throttle. Yeah, that crosswind is really tricky. All right, coming in. Okay, I'm gonna go half flaps. You see that, how it's crabbing a little bit? Nice and slow. Okay, so before landing, make sure you give time for the landing gear to come down. Again, it takes about 30 seconds for the whole sequence to play out. So this is not one that you wait till the last minute. So now I'm at half flaps. Full flaps. Perfect. Oh! All right, I want to show you guys what the battery percentage is at after a 3-minute and 15-second flight. So at 24%. I try to get as close to 380. That's not bad. After plugging in a new battery and it rebinds, your wheels are likely going to still be extended because, well, you just, landed, right? You need to teach the sequencer again, right? Anytime you plug in the battery. So if I flick up, you see it does that, right? And it doesn't know the wheels are down. So you have to just flick it back in. And then there. Now it's learned what position it's in. And it's good to go. Hey, that was pretty good. Woo! So our first maiden flight went off without a hitch. I got a few more batteries left in me, so let's see what we can do with the time that we have left. All right, half flaps. Roll it up a little bit, and there we go. Look at those lights, look great. Try to come in for a real low pass. Very low. How low can she go? Whoa! I don't know, I was like, what, 5, 6 inches off the ground? Woo! I hope the landing gear is ready. I flipped it kind of late. Those landing lights just really help. Oh, yeah. Woo! Flight number 3. I don't know if you caught that, but there was like 4 white lights, and then all of a sudden it just dwindled down to 2. Those were the lights inside the retract bay doors. So when they close, the lights turn off.
Okay.
I'm telling you that. So I got 30% expo on my rates. I'm flying at 100% dual rates. I'm gonna try to slow it down a bit. Look at those lights. Those directional lights really do help me. You know, in these cloudy gray skies, it's kind of hard to see it at this time of day. So I really do appreciate those directional lights. All right, she's coming down the runway. That was on half flaps with about 20% throttle. Let's go full flaps on this one. Woo, woo, woo. That was risque. Yes, coming in for a landing. Could have been a better landing. getting kind of dark. So whew. That's pretty good. Look at that. Look at the landing lights. They're really bright. Looks great.